What's up, y'all? It's another video, and today we're talking about why did I choose my college? How do I survive being a Christian in college? How do I, maneuver through college? This is most of you guys that are viewing are first-year college students or about to be first-year college students, or are Christian and you're trying to maneuver through college as a Christian. So that's what this video is all about. Hope this video can help. And after this, we'll be right to the video. Okay, so we're back and we're talking about how to maneuver through college as a Christian. I know that most of us are currently already college students, and some may be just entering college, or some may be just, graduating, right? This is graduation season for this particular month. And I know that many are, graduating, going off, trying to decide on which college I should go to. Should I go to a PWI? Should I go to a HBCU? Should I go to a small college, a big college? There are many factors that you have to decide on. It is very brutal and very detrimental to your next 4 years, because as a college student, you don't want to transfer out of too many colleges. That just messes with your credits, messes with your timing of graduating. It plays so much into your whole process of just getting out of school. So I would recommend, once you choose a college, make sure you're actually dedicated to staying there. So that's the first tip, without me going into all the other stuff I want to talk about. So I just recommend that you don't try to transfer as much, but make sure the college that you're choosing is the place that you actually want to be for your 4 years. So why did I choose my college that I go to? So I chose my college because it kind of backed up my Christian principles, kind of backed up my Christian morals. Although there's some things I still don't agree with, but it still kind of backs up my Christian morals. And not only did it back up my Christian morals, it also opens the doors for, more a Christian environment. I know that as Christians, we're not always going to be in the environments of, or in the, what's the word? It's the word I'm looking for. This about to sound real churchy, what I'm going to say. Not in a fellowship with other Christians. I know that's not what we're always going to be able to do. We're always going to be outside of the box or pushed outside of our own environments. But I feel like this will be very good for me, because there's so many things that you have to come into contact with in college. There's so many things. There's drinking, smoking, and of course there is sex. But you have to be able to be strong enough to to not fall into those traps, not fall into those different borderlines, not to fall into those things. It's going to be hard, but with the help of Jesus Christ, you're going to make it through. You can find that at a Christian college, HBCU, non-Christian college. It's going to be everywhere, but you still have to have the strength, to come against those things. It's going to be hard. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to be hard. But you got to have strength to fight through those things. Also with saying that, I don't think there's anything wrong with going to HBCU. I wanted to go to an HBCU, but they didn't offer me the scholarship to go there. And I didn't want to, go through that long process of joining different things, or going through the different scholarship processes, when I can always go to the schools where I was being offered scholarships. So I didn't want to go through that long process of going through to get a scholarship to go to HBCU, because college is expensive. And if you don't have the funds to pay for it, you better find your scholarship. And I did not want to, like I said, I did not want to go through that long process of trying to get a scholarship to go to an HBCU, where I can go to a school that's already offering me scholarships, and it's a small environment, because I do not like, let me get close to this camera. I do not like a whole lot of people around me, even though that's what I'm gonna have to endure with being a business major, or going out to do business. I still do not like being in huge environments. So that was another thing why I did not want to go to HBCU, and I chose my small PWI. It's very family oriented, very family like, and I felt comfortable with being really close to my professors. Yeah, that's why I chose my college. I can be really close to my professors. It's easy to work with them one-on-one. And also my school has a very great support system. They do not play about they do not play about you falling behind the work, and they're gonna make sure that you don't fall behind the work. So yeah, that's why I chose my HBC, not my HBC, my PWI. Jesus, that's why I chose my PWI, because they are all about getting you to the end. We come to college to get to the end, to graduate, to go into our career fields. That's why I chose my PWI. They gonna work with you. They gonna work with you. So how do I practice holiness? How do I practice no drinking, no smoking, no sex? How do I practice it? So this is not one of my this was not a problem for me, because I didn't really have a problem with it. I feel like the main problem with trying to avoid these things would be peer pressure. You gotta know who you are before you even step foot into college. You gotta set boundaries. Set boundaries. I'm gonna say it again. Set boundaries. Y'all, we enter into these places, we enter into these environments, we enter into these friendships, and we don't set boundaries. You have to have friends that knows that he ain't gonna do this. He's not gonna take a sip of this drink. He's not gonna take a whiff of this smoke. He's not even gonna participate in sexual activities. You have to have great friends. I have friends who I set boundaries with early in our friendship, when I first got to know them or when I first met them. Because most of my friends I met during what's it called? It's orientation week. We have orientation week at my school. I don't know if any other colleges have that, but we have orientation week. And that was one of the first boundaries that I settled with my friends as we were getting to know each other throughout that week. Your boundaries are going to be your best friend. Of course, you want to be the popular one on campus. You want everybody to know you, but you don't want everybody to know you because you out here doing this with anybody, or drinking with anybody, smoking with anybody. At the end of the day, your drinking, your smoking, and your sexing is gonna catch up with you, and you're gonna have a bad reputation around college. Bible tells us, I'm gonna slip in this scripture. Bible tells us in Matthew 5:16, be the light of the world so you can show the good works of your Father. How are we gonna show the good works of our Father if we're doing any and everything on campus? That's a hypocrite. You're being a hypocrite, right? People are gonna look at you as a person they can come to you with their problems, with their situations, with their frustrations. There are many things that we deal with in college, but they gotta find a safe place. And if you acting not like a safe place, baby, they're not gonna come to you. They're not gonna come to you. And so you gotta set boundaries. We look at holiness as I gotta wear this suit, I gotta wear this skirt below my knees, almost to my calf, the end of my calf muscle, touching the top of my ankle. I couldn't get the word out. Touching the top of my ankle. But in reality, your holiness is your lifestyle. And I hope my friends don't mind me sharing this, but I literally saw my friends' lifestyles begin to change because they came into contact with me. They saw I wasn't into the drinking. Although they were doing the drinking around me, they saw me not participating in the drinking. They was doing smoking around me, but they didn't see me participating in smoking. Yeah, they were having sex and talking about sex, and they saw me not participating. And it kind of convicted them and changed their whole lifestyle. I had a friend who was low-key practicing witchcraft and she didn't know it, but she got convicted because my lifestyle was showing something else that she couldn't even fathom to put words to. So your lifestyle as a Christian, being in college, is going to convict others, but you have to live the lifestyle that you go to church about, go to Bible study about, go to these conferences about. You got to live the lifestyle. So that goes along with setting boundaries. Set boundaries for what you're not going to do. And also, as you're setting those boundaries of what you're not going to do, have an accountability partner. To check up when you say, sir, ma'am, what are you doing today? What you did today? What was your agenda like today? And I got a couple people like that. I get a text out of the middle of nowhere. Sir, how you doing? I ain't talked to you. What's going on? And that's when I know they got a word. They got a word. And they have some prophetic friends. I'm just gonna say that. Have some friends that can pray for you. And with these friends I got, they might not necessarily pray for me, but they're gonna keep me in line. That goes with picking right friends, right? Most of your friends that you have in college are not gonna be saved. They're not gonna be saved, but they ought to see the God in you. They're not going to be saved, but they ought to see the God in you. What are you projecting? Come on here. What is your lifestyle projecting? Is it projecting holiness or is it projecting the world? Come on here. I can't get no help. Can't get no help. Your lifestyle ought to be able to change somebody else's lifestyle. They ought to be able to see God in you before you open up your mouth. It's tight, but it's right. I'm telling y'all. Before I even opened up my mouth and said I was a Christian, my whole lifestyle showed it. And that's why you gotta be careful what you post on social media too. Not only is your college looking at it, not only is your potential job owners looking at it, bosses looking at it, potential companies that you're trying to work for looking at it, but also your peers. They're trying to see what you're posting. They're looking at what you're posting. So be careful with your social media. Be careful with the lifestyle that you use. The lifestyle that you use. That did not come out right. The lifestyle. The lifestyle that you live. Come on here. The lifestyle that you live. So set a boundary for no drinking, no smoking, no sex. And watch how many people's lives are going to be changed by your lifestyle. So do I have to participate on college or be a homebody? So one of my biggest things that I wish I would have done my entire college career was to be able to go outside of the house. Because I stayed inside most of my entire college career. I barely came to campus unless I had to actually be there for classes. That's crazy, ain't it? I had no community build. I joined no clubs. My entire college career. And with that being said, I'm going to encourage you to join some clubs, because when you join these clubs, it's going on your resume, working skills. People got to be able to see that you did something in college besides just go to school. Of course, they're looking at your transcripts, looking at your grades, but still, there's some other stuff that you should be doing while just being on campus. Come on now. You're just paying your money to go to school and go home. And my friends used to talk about me so bad. They used to talk about how I just used to go to school, church, and then home. I really didn't start hanging out with my friends till about last year, which is my junior year. And that's terrible. I only saw my friends at school. You know how bad that is? You have no community in school. You have no help. It's exam week and you still have nobody to help. You have nobody to help you during exam week because you have no community outside of your church. So I'm gonna encourage you. You're not gonna go to hell for just participating on school campus events. Now watch what campus events you do go to now, but you ain't gonna go to hell for going to campus events. I wish I would have told myself that 4 years ago when I first came to school. It's okay to go to college events. I kind of regretted not going to some college events because that's how many people were known on campus by going to these college events. That's how many people gained notoriety for running for SGA, running for Mr. Huntington, Mrs. Huntington, all that good stuff. This is how people, that's how people gain their, I'm not gonna say fan base, because it's not a fan base. That's how people just gain numbers, to run for different things. Now, I can't say I have went to maybe 2 events, maybe three events my whole. I was going to some events. I wasn't going to all of them though. I only went to events that really mattered to me. Like we had a mental health thing where we talked about different goals. We had a leadership training I went to. We had a end of the semester ball I went to. I'm gonna say be involved, be heavily involved. Be heavily involved with whatever you're doing. Be heavily involved. It's gonna pay off at the end. It's most definitely gonna pay off at the end. Let me say this again. It's gonna pay off at the end. Be involved. Be involved. Be involved. Be involved. And if y'all wonder what I'm looking down at, I wrote some points down, but I think I'm passing all these points I wrote down. So I'm gonna do pros and cons. I have a few pros, a few cons of being a homebody while being in college. Pro, you're not in nobody's business. Nobody's in your business. Con, nobody knows you. It's true. Con is nobody knows you. You're trying to start a club, but nobody knows you. You're trying to have Bible study, but nobody knows you. Come on now. Nobody knows you. I did have something to say about that. Yeah, I was trying to start. I felt like God was leading me to, start this Bible study on campus, have Bible study with friends. Because I know, of course, inside the church it's effective, but outside the church it's more effective. So I feel like God was leading me to do that. And I know, don't get me wrong, I know that the building process is it's not easy. I know that you're not going to have that many numbers. I know that numbers should be what's the word? Numbers shouldn't be Jesus. Numbers shouldn't be the reason that you're doing it. But still, you still ought to market yourself better and tell people about it. And that was one of my downfalls because I didn't know anybody on campus, because I did not participate in any campus events. And that's going to be your downfall right there, because you do not participate in any campus events. Let me tell you something. It's okay to participate. It's okay to get to know people. But don't fall into the traps of what I said earlier: sex, drugs, and alcohol. Don't fall into those traps. There are going to be different traps set up. Don't fall into those traps. And also, while you're maneuvering through college, I think it's very important that you, one, read your word. You're going to need it daily. Don't you know that you're fighting demons? You're fighting different spirits every day. You're being attacked on the daily. You're going to be attacked daily if you don't have a force field up. This force field comes by reading your word, staying in prayer, staying in his presence. Come on now. It's going to be detrimental that you start your day off with prayer. Start your day off with devotion. Start your day off with reading your word. It's going to be very detrimental. I don't know who I'm talking to. But before you leave that house, for anything, spend your morning with God. It's going to be necessary. You're going to need it. You're going to be stressed out. I kid you not, I was stressed out an entire spring semester. But I didn't let the stress overtake me. Because what? I prayed. I read my word. And I took great joy in being in his presence. And I feel like we take joy in being in his presence for only what he can give us and not what we can give him. Yeah. So those are my ways to survive college as a Christian. Of course, there's going to be a part 2, closer to. No, I'm not even going to give a date. Just know there's going to be a part 2 to this video. It's very detrimental that you listen to everything I just said. If you ain't listened or you ain't comprehended, I need you to go scroll on back to 000 and watch this again. So there's some things I need to do for me. I need you to like, comment, share, and subscribe. These are some very detrimental steps for any incoming college student or current college student. And also learn why you should choose your schools wisely. I talked about scholarships. I talked about the environments. I talked about student to teacher ratio. I didn't use that word, but I said student to teacher ratio. Choose wisely. Choose wisely. All I can say. And I'm out of here. Part 2 comes soon.